Greetings from the Lyceum, and greetings to all of you, my friends. It is nice to be back and nice to see you all. And today we are going to discuss further on this daily work management. What is so special in this DWM? Is there anything special in our daily work management? Most of the time, most of the people are asking. And before we go into this, I just want to recollect some of the points I made earlier in some other videos. Maybe I used to tell long back, one of my boss, the company's managing director, used to tell, I am not looking for armchair engineers. I don't want armchair engineers. He used to tell, what is the meaning of armchair engineers? Then the answer for armchair engineers is go to Gamba. Nowadays, we are hearing this word very frequently by so many people, almost all, go to Gamba. Now, what is go to Gamba? What is the meaning of going to Gamba? And before that, we should know what is the meaning of Gamba. Gamba means it is the actual place. Actual place means the actual place where the value is created. Where the value is created for the customer. And that is why it is time that we need to remember the great leaders have taught us. Ono-san has said, the truth prevails in Gamba, rest everything is imagination, he said. So if you want to find out the truth, go to Gamba. If you want to find out the truth, go to Gamba. And going to Gamba, who should go to Gamba? All concerned. I may simply say all concerned. No, that is a very generalized statement. Anyhow, we will get into the discussions right now. Going to Gamba, very, very important. And I just want to make it two things, define two things before we proceed further. What are they? Number one, leaders in Gamba. Leaders in Gamba, and then followed by the another discussion, leadership in Gamba. So my first deliberations will be on leaders in Gamba. When I say leaders in Gamba, that means the top management team. The top management team. You name them manager, senior manager, general manager, vice president, CEO, COO, managing director, you name anyone. Leaders in Gamba. So the first and foremost thing, the leaders are supposed to go to Gamba. Why? Going to Gamba demonstrate the visible commitment. The visible commitment from the top management to the down the line. Got it? The visible commitment. Why this word is coming up now? Now let us go back and see this quality management system, ISO 9001. It started telling, when it started long back in 90s, started telling, in order to ensure that the quality management system is effective and is in use, the top management support is essential. It said when it started, it said top management support is essential. Okay, fine. Then everybody started telling, my support is there. I'm supporting it. Then they realized, who? ISO team, they realized it is not just enough the support. Then they add up that word, or rather after that they replaced the word and put up a new word called commitment. The top management should show commitment. Then they said, we are all committed. We are committed. And then finally they decided to modify that word, demonstration of commitment. The top management demonstration of commitment is essential, and the demonstration of commitment comes through participation. And that is what the most of the time people will argue, na? The difference between leader and the boss, all these things. The leader will say, the boss will say, you do it, and the leader will say, we will do it. Now, the clear-cut example for this is, if the top management is showing its commitment, demonstrating its commitment through participation, the fantastic and the fittest place is Gamba, your actual workplace, where the values are created for the customer. And it is very essential. Na? That is why the business survives. If I'm not adding value to my customer, will I be in the business? I will be out of business. I will become obsolete. So the two most important point is, number one, leaders in Gamba. Why leaders in Gamba? We talk a lot of things. Especially when I say we, this time I put myself into the shoes of top management. We talk a lot. We talk a lot on change management, continuous learning, all these things. But until and unless the top management, the leaders, if they are not participating, if they are not taking the lead in their Gamba, the so-called Gamba walk, please go to your Gamba. Go to the place. Go to the place where the value is actually added, where the value is actually created for your customer. Please go there. Go to Gamba. Should I say Gamba walk? Yes. Have a Gamba walk. Go to your Gamba. Join with your team. And thereby demonstrate your commitment visibly to all people. Very, very important. It is very essential. So now, what is this will mean to your people? Number one, it motivates them, and it goes one step more. Inspire them. You inspire your team with such a simple act. You can inspire your entire team. Do you find it difficult? You don't want to be inspired? You don't want to inspire your team? And then you are becoming a role model. For tomorrow's leader. And that is what I said. There is a clue. I said the second one, leadership in Gamba. The leaders demonstrate the leadership in Gamba so that future leaders are created. Please understand. And if you really want, you create it. It is up to you. And if you have decided this option, then something else will become mandatory. I don't want to tell that, you know what. Right. And then comes another important point. Help problem solving. Help your team. Help the people in solving the problems. And through this methodology, you enable continuous improvement. And we have seen some time back, continuous improvement. Is there any measure for continuous? Yes, it is there. Kaizens, number of kaizens. If the number of kaizens are more, and if the number of kaizens are increasing day by day, and each and everybody in your organizations are participating in kaizen, then definitely the continuous improvement is well rooted, perfectly aligned with your organization, and no one can stop your organization. Leaders in Gamba, leaders. Do you hear me? Okay. Then comes another important point. You are giving the opportunity. You are giving opportunity for the operating level people. You are giving opportunity for operating level people. For what? To demonstrate their pride in their work. Edward Deming said in his 14 principles, pride in workmanship is essential. Now, how can that be demonstrated? If you demonstrate your commitment through visible methods like Gamba walk, and be there, just to be there. Your operating level, your down the line people, your first line people are inspired by that, and they encourage that continuous improvement concept. Do a lot of kaizen, do a lot of improvements that you never thought about it. You never thought about it. And then this is an opportunity for them to interact with you, be with you, see you, talk to you. Talk to you. And then finally, it gives them pride for their workmanship. This is very, very essential. Very, very essential. So these are all some of the important points. Very, very important point, the positive side of it. But at the same time, leaders, I must give you a piece of warning. Please don't do the following few points, which I am going to discuss. Don't do this. The number one, don't make Gamba walk as an audit. Gamba walk is not an audit. You know what I mean by audit? We know, everybody knows. Even the smallest, even the lowest level, hierarchically lowest level in the person knows what is the meaning of audit. Finding problems and veneration, finding someone to blame, put the blame on their head. No, do not make Gamba walk as an audit. It's not an audit. Then number two, don't go too technical into all the problems. Don't go too technical. Don't give them the answer. You ask questions, the leading questions, so that your team is taking the lead and start moving forward. That is very, very important. That's very important. And the third most important, don't make this a Gamba walk as a complaint session. Don't receive complaint. Don't say complaints. Never ever complain. Especially during this Gamba walk. That's not the role or that's not the ideal of a good leader. Okay. Now leaders are in Gamba. Leaders are in Gamba. What they are supposed to do? What they are supposed to do? The most important point they are supposed to do is observe, because observation is the source of Gamba power. Observation is the source of Gamba power. I always tell jokingly, observe, not just to see. When I say Gamba walk, don't just walk. And no need. You are not there for a race, walking race, or rather a speed walk race. No. Each and every step you need to observe. That is what I always remember the Onosan circle. It is said that he make a circle on the floor and ask the person to stand and observe, and then he goes. Morning 10 o'clock. He will come back by evening 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock. If the person was there, very positively, the person will not be there. He will be there for half an hour and then he will go somewhere. He will ask, what are all things you observed? What are all things you observe? No, please understand, leaders, you need to observe a lot, because after all, it is yours, your responsibility. So observation is the key. Observation is the source of Gamba power. Observation is the source of. Okay, we do all understand what needs to be observed in Gamba. What needs to be observed in Gamba? As a leader, you are supposed to observe. Number one, the forum, man, machine, material method, forum change management. What is that? Has changed yesterday to today. Forum, man, machine, material method. See by yourself. That is what Gamba. Go to Gamba means go to Gamba and see by yourself. Do not hear from someone else. You see by yourself. So first thing you need to observe, forum. And then comes eight waste scenario. Somebody will tell this also an acronym called TIM Wood, whatever you call it as called eight waste. This is we have been introduced to TPM, TQM, TPM, lean, all these things. So when I say 8 waste, it is not that you are not aware of it. You are all well aware. So you need to observe 8 waste scenarios. And then having understood this, your job is to ask questions. Ask why 5 times, 5 why. Gentlemen, my dear friends, leaders, please remember 4 why, 4M, 8 way scenario, 5 why. That is what you need to ask. Ask why 5 times means ask why. Ask why. Let it be an open-ended question. Let your team start speaking it up. That is very essential. Let them speak. Let them come out with. Do not look for perfection. Do not look for right answer. Or the answer can be a bad answer, can be a wrong answer. But until unless they do it, they talk it, they decide on it, they go and implement it. How do they know it is wrong? Only from there they can start improving. So encourage them. Encourage them. And along with this, I am adding one more thing for the leaders. You know what? Design thinking. Design thinking. This one is very, very essential for leaders. Design thinking. Problem solving is the lowest level. Whereas at the highest level, you need to work for, you need to think for and act. Design thinking. Inculcate design thinking. Implement the actions coming out of this design thinking. So these are all some of the very, very important, interesting points. So when I say go to Gamba, yes, nowadays everybody says we are going to Gamba. Don't just go there. Before the team goes, the leader should be there. Yes, leader is there. Then what leader should do and what leader should not do, and what are all the things the leader should observe. Because when you start doing all these things, always remember there is a team behind you. They will observe. They will do everything. They are your mirror. They will show the mirror. They will do what you are doing. So if you find anything which is not acceptable to you, naturally that should have come or stemmed from you only. You have created that and somebody has taken it, copied it, and they are showing the mirror to you. So it is very essential that leaders are, the place for leaders is in the Gamba. Go to Gamba, ask questions, ask for forum change conditions, look for 8 way scenarios, ask why 5 times, encourage your teams. With this, your team is looking at you, and the leadership in Gamba will be demonstrated by your team. That we will see in a different session, different video. Till then, thank you and bye-bye.